Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. Today is a big day, you guys. Today is episode 20 of the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I still have to pinch myself sometimes when I'm thinking about when I say things like, I have to go record a podcast today, or just listening to myself back. Honestly, it's surreal. I'm proud of myself for doing the dang thing. Still have those moments where, imposter syndrome, like, who am I to be doing this? But then again, have to pinch myself and just be proud that I'm here and that I'm doing what I set out to do, which is filter out the BS so that you can get results faster. And I'm committed to bringing you the information that you need to hear. And that's my intention with this podcast. Up until this point, we have talked about all sorts of things, from macros to setting better goals to eating for your body to setting realistic expectations. Today, we're going to be talking about the benefits of weight training and what your weekly training schedule should kind of look like. So we're just going to continue on this path of me staying committed to bringing you only the information you need to hear, filtering out that BS so you can just do the things that matter and get to your destination, get to your goals as quickly as possible. So that being said, I would like to ask you for a huge favor. If you could please, if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, if you could go rate and review and follow the podcast, the show, if you're not already. And if you're listening on Spotify, if you could follow and rate the show, I would appreciate it so much. It helps me, it helps the show to grow. And that helps me, of course, and it helps so many other ladies and gentlemen that need to hear this information. So I would greatly appreciate it more than you know. And I appreciate you being here so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that being said, without further ado, let's talk about the benefits of weight training, which essentially means having muscle on your body. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my own story with this, mostly actually my own story with this, because there are a lot of technical benefits, of having muscle on your body. And a lot of those are, obvious good for your body reasons. But a lot of the reasons that I have found that you should weightlift, that you should weight train and have muscle on your body are more than just the physical. And so I want to talk about those things too, and a little bit of my journey. And I'm actually really excited. I'll be honest. When I sat down to take notes on this subject, it was more going to be like cut and dry, just, your basic information on why you should weight train. And in typical Christy fashion, I am going to be more elaborate and bring in my story and actually just make it practical for you. I think a lot of times I set out to do things, I don't know if it's maybe like other people do it, or like I've heard it done in the past, or maybe just keep it basic and simple, which I do like to keep the information basic and simple, but I also want it to pertain to you and relate to you. I think that's just one thing that I'm really good at. If I could toot my own horn for a second, it's just being relatable. And so I don't ever want to take that part out of it. So I'm excited. Took me a lot longer to take notes for this podcast, but I was freaking pumped. And when I'm freaking pumped reading my own notes, I know it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned. You are in for a treat. So most of the women that I talk to as an online coach, an online personal trainer, most of the women that come to me for coaching are obsessed with cardio. And I get it. It's everywhere. And it seems like the thing to do, right? It seems like those are the fun workouts, the quote unquote fun workouts that you see on social media. You're like, oh, I want to try that. That looks so fun. And they're jumping up and down and they're sweating and the calorie burn, is large. And you think that that's what would help you lose the weight you want to lose. You think that's what you need to do for different reasons, right? Because it seems like sweating and a large calorie burn are what you need to do to lose weight. And the person that you're watching on social media that is doing these fun, crazy different workouts has the body that you want. The thing is, though, is that sometimes, like, for example, on my social media, I could put up tons of HIIT workouts and cardio workouts, and they would get a ton of views and people like them and enjoy that kind of stuff. But that's not what I do to get the body that I want. So it's very misleading and it's BS. And we're here to cut that out. So we're not going to do that. But I understand your reasonings for thinking that cardio would be what you would want to do or what you should do to lose the weight that you want to lose. That used to be me. I do love to run. I do. I don't do it anymore because I know that that's not going to get me to the body that I want. I do love to run. And I did that obsessively, even after like cross country track, like high school was over, just to like get in shape. For the longest time, I was running, wanting to look muscular, but all I did was run. So running for me and Beachbody, I did Beachbody cardio workouts for years. Doing it because I thought I needed to work harder. I thought that's what I needed to do. Like when I was bent over in agony with my hands on my knees, not being able to breathe. At the same time, I'm hating that and thinking this sucks, but I'm also thinking this is what I need to do. I literally had no knowledge on the topic, but that's what I thought that I needed to do. And I was wrong. And if you do it that way, you'll end up frustrated, period. So after I quit Beachbody, I actually looked for free programs online. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I stumbled upon bodybuilding.com and I learned a ton about weightlifting. The programs were good. They were different. There was not much cardio. And so my body just changed a ton. And it was not an easy shift for me to go from the hands on the knees feeling and the cardio and the videos, following Beachbody videos to going, or any video, I guess for that matter. I had done like, Tybo and I don't know. But there's, workout videos. Like that's just, I guess, what you did then. And then I went from that to just like printing off sheets of paper and doing these weight training workouts. It was not an easy shift going from videos to doing it on my own, as well as mostly just lifting weights and not doing cardio. But I had committed to the process. I wasn't happy with where I was. I wanted to grow. I wanted to see change. And when you want to grow and you want to see change, you have to do something different. So I committed, but it was hard because gaining muscle can stall your weight loss, right? I mean, if you are trying to, that's the goal for my ladies, is for them to lose fat and to gain muscle at the same time. Well, fat and muscle weigh the same, obviously. A pound of muscle and a pound of fat each weigh a pound. But the muscle is smaller, more dense. So when you're losing fat and you are gaining muscle at the same time, your body will take on a new shape and you will, your clothes will fit looser or better, depending on the situation. You will feel stronger. Like I said, your body will literally change, but your weight will stay the same sometimes. And so that wasn't an easy shift. It's different to see your body grow, growing muscle. It's exciting because you look at yourself and you're like, wow, I'm strong. I'm getting these muscles. But then at the same time, you're like, oh, the sleeves on my shirt are fitting tighter. And my jeans are fitting a little tighter. If you are smaller and growing muscle, like this is my personal story, was I had already like dieted and cardioed down to like a stick figure. And now I wanted some muscle, right? If you are, someone who needs to lose weight and actually wants to get smaller, this is good for you too, because fat is larger and muscle is smaller. So you will also see your clothes fitting differently in an amazingly good way. But pound for pound, you won't sometimes see the weight loss, right off the bat. And so it's a different mindset. It wasn't as popular back then when I was doing all of this to lift weights and build muscle. At least programs were not marketed to build muscle. I don't remember hearing anyone, and maybe I just didn't follow the right people on social media. I started my journey like 13 years ago. So things were a lot different back then as far as social media. Things weren't marketed as far as actually teaching you like what you are doing is building muscle. And so it was not popular to just build muscle and be like a strong woman. I don't think as popular as it is now. I would see certain women and I knew I wanted to look like them, but I didn't know that what they were doing was weightlifting and building muscle. I didn't know that's what I needed to do. So once I stumbled upon it, decided that that's what I wanted. Like I finally found one particular woman that was like, and it was from bodybuilding.com. I found her and thought, whatever she is doing, I'm going to do that because I want to look like her. And so that is what I did. I actually didn't like her program. So I did a little bit of it, kind of tweaked it and went out on my own, to be honest. But that's where it all started. So if you're finding that you found someone that you really like their body type and you really want to look like them, and you have to resonate with their other parts of their life too. Like this other person, this other lady that I wanted to look like she was married. She had a smaller, child. She obviously, this was her like full-time job online, very professional at it at that point in time. But it was like, I know that she's realistic. I know that what she's doing will work for me. That's very important too. And so that's what I did. I just went all in on that, and it was scary. And so if you're in that place where you want to lose weight and you're thinking, all I want is that number on the scale to be smaller, I don't care. I challenge you to look at that goal and rethink that goal, because let me tell you, the number on the scale, yes, you may want that to move, but that is not your only goal. And if you are smaller and you are just doing cardio and cardio and cardio, and you actually want to build some muscle, or maybe you don't know you want to build some muscle yet, but you want to look toned and you want to be strong and you want to do pull-ups, my new goal, then that's what you want. That is what you want, is to be strong. You do want to build muscle. And so the way that you do that is by weight training. So let's get into this. What is weight training? Weight training is basically anything that adds resistance to your workouts. So it can also be called resistance training. Your muscles need to be challenged in order to grow. That's how it works. You have to challenge your muscles. Otherwise, they're going to stay the same, which is why if you want toned arms, you're not going to get toned arms by running, right? Or by even doing random workouts. You have to challenge them in a specific order, on repeat in order for them to grow. That's why following a plan is very, very important. So in order to challenge your muscles, you have to provide resistance to them doing your workouts. That can't happen as much with cardio. So how do you provide resistance to your workouts? And there's many different ways that you can do this. So a couple examples are body weight moves, push-ups, planks, wall sits, for example, things like that. Just using your body weight. If you don't have any weights at home and you don't have a gym membership and you don't want one, I encourage you to get one eventually, or get some other equipment. But if you don't have anything, there are a lot of body weight resistance workouts that you can do. So body weight moves, but you have to be challenging your muscles, doing more reps, making it harder, things like that. Free weights, dumbbells, barbells, those are things you can obviously get at home or at the gym. Those can add resistance to your workouts. Weight machines, obviously you can have those if you have a large home gym, or can get a gym membership and use weight machines to provide resistance to your muscles, and resistance bands and loops, glute loops. So those are 4 different ways, things that you can buy, purchase down the road, accumulate, use at the gym. Those are the ways that you provide resistance to your body, to your muscles. And that is the benefit of weight training, is that you literally have more muscle on your body. You are building muscle, and having muscle on your body helps you to burn more body fat throughout the day, all day, every day, strengthens your bones and your joints, and it reduces injury as we age. And me being 41, not that that's old, but that is important to me now. You hear people say like, I just slept wrong and now my neck hurts, or I bent over to pick something up and now my back hurts. Like, I'm not saying that those things can be prevented 100%, but if you have a strong body, those things aren't going to happen as often, right? And so it's very important, even if you don't have any physical goals, I guess, even if you don't want to look toned and you don't want to look sexy and you don't want all of those things, you still should weightlift just for the physical benefits of you aging. And start now. Like, I'm so thankful that I started 13 years ago, but if I hadn't, I would sure as heck start now, and I would lift as heavy as I could and try to get some muscle on my body as fast as I could to prevent these things from happening. So those are just some basic facts about building muscle. Right now, I'm going to talk about my own kind of situation, and these are going to be more things that I think you're going to relate to. And these are the things that, yes, those other things are absolutely physically important, but these other things are amazing, you guys. And I didn't see these coming. I didn't see these benefits coming from weightlifting when I started. Like, these were not my goals, but it's changed my life completely. So my husband and I started doing a workout program in our basement, and we only had a few sets of dumbbells and maybe some bands. So you do not need a lot to get started, but I do challenge you to get started today. So like I said, obviously my body has changed a lot. Like weight training, resistance training has changed my body 100%, 100%. But more than the physical change, my mindset has changed and my life has changed. And so I want to talk about 6 different reasons why more than the physical aspect, which is amazing and 100% worth it, more than the physical aspect, these things will change your life. So number 1, muscle building has caused me to have more confidence. Knowing that I earned these muscles, I earned the body that I have, and I was actively building a body that I love has given me more confidence in life. I mean, not only am I literally stronger physically, which makes you feel just badass in itself, and you're just like, I can do that. Like I can lift that. I'm strong. You just knowing you're strong is a different sense of confidence. But knowing that you made yourself strong, right? I didn't cheat my way to strong. There's no way you can look at someone that's strong and think that they cheated themselves there. They did not. That is one of the biggest things is confidence. The confidence that I have gained from weight training is number 1 for sure. Number 2, outgrowing my clothes became kind of fun because it was on purpose. So there have been times where summer has come and I've been like, oh my God, I'm not going to fit into my shorts from last year. Like absolutely no way. And I didn't. And for not a good reason. But now when I outgrow my clothes or if they just fit differently and I'll put them on and be like, wow, I have, my waist is a little smaller, my booty's a little bigger, thighs are a little bigger, calf, whatever. It's like, cool, I need to go buy some new jeans because my body has changed shape and it was on purpose. And so outgrowing my clothes became kind of fun. I don't know why for sure that is a benefit of weight training, but I threw it in there. And I think I threw it in there because, we all as women, we're all going to outgrow our clothes sometime, like we are. And so I think that mental game of what is the size of my clothes, right? And, oh my God, I outgrew them. I'm getting bigger, blah, blah, blah. That usually is negative. And I turn that into a positive because it was on purpose. And so that, again, that confidence and knowing I earned that and it was on purpose really changed the game. And I felt like that was important to outgrow my clothes and not care. I think that's pretty cool. And that can happen. That happens for, clients that weigh more than me too. They're like, man, I really need to get some new jeans. Like I'm curvier now and I earn these curves and I love my glutes. My booty's looking good. So I need to go buy some new jeans. Doesn't mean that they're the same size as me, but just having that confidence and knowing that you outgrew them on purpose is awesome. Number 3, I began to feed my body better to grow and fuel my body. So I began to treat my body well, basically. I began to look at food differently, and it was fuel to fuel my body and to grow my body. And so all of a sudden, as I start to grow this muscle, I'm confident, I'm outgrowing my clothes, my body is changing, and I'm realizing that it's because I'm eating different foods. Like I get to fuel my body more. And so I began to treat my body better because I was building confidence from weight training. Number 4, I looked at my weight differently. This wasn't a huge struggle of mine, but I still looked at it differently. The number on the scale for me hasn't ever been huge. I'm not going to lie. I mean, obviously I've been pregnant and gained weight and I struggled getting that off a little bit, but looking at my weight differently was huge. Actually, I don't look at my weight at all anymore, but I'm still a human. I'm still a female and I still would look in the mirror and be like, I want to look smaller. I want to weigh smaller. I need to lose weight. I need to be like in the smallest jean size possible. No matter what, you guys, I'm 5'3". I'm pretty small. I've always been smaller, but I still struggled with that. I can do better. I can be smaller. I should be smaller mindset. So don't think that I didn't struggle with that. But I ask this question to my ladies a lot, and it pertains to the number on this scale, looking at your weight differently. So every single client that comes to me wants to lose weight. I kid you not. Every single one of them. And I have to say, if you close your eyes, I literally say, close your eyes and picture the body that you want for yourself. Picture yourself in this body that's strong, toned, whatever you want it to look like, right? Let's say this person comes to me and she's 180 pounds and she's like, she just wants to lose weight, period. 180 pounds. And I have her close her eyes and she pictures this body that she wants. And I say, if you look like that, the vision in your head, if you look like that, are you going to care that you weigh 180 pounds? And I mean, maybe the answer is yes, maybe the answer is no, because obviously we need to factor health in there too, and age, height, weight, activity, and overall health. But the point is, if you look a certain way and you are confident and you are strong and you can do what you want to do in the gym and you are feeling amazing and you have some energy, are you really going to care what the number on the scale is? Is that number really going to define you? And so I really like that example. And every single time they're like, no, I'll probably throw the scale away at that point. If I look like how I want to look and I know how to maintain it and I feel badass, I'm not going to own a scale, But the point is that I looked at my weight differently, and so do my ladies that are weight training now. They look at their weight differently. You can look at the scale, and even if it doesn't move, you can see that you're losing body fat, gaining muscle, and the scale stayed the same. You weighed the same, but you're making progress in other areas. And so I personally looked at my weight differently. I no longer got on the scale and thought I need to lose weight. I actually got on the scale and thought I could actually stand to gain some weight. And the reason, the way I'm going to do that is to eat more and lift more weights and feel strong. And that is okay with me. So weight training causes you to look at your weight differently. And that is a huge win. Number 5, weight training helped me with my relationship with food. Food became something that I used to build muscle, which is a good thing. I was able to eat junk food and not punish myself. I could order something besides a salad at a restaurant. Can I get an amen? So it led to food freedom. And even now, when my ladies, maybe on a Sunday, they come to me and say like, oh, I went over my macros yesterday. We had a barbecue or whatever, and I ate a little too much, drank a little too much. I'm just like, hey, throw in a leg day today and use those extra calories from yesterday to fuel your leg day. Just pick the worst workout, the one where you're going to burn the most calories and you need a little more energy to push through it because it sucks. Pick that workout and use that food to fuel that workout and use that fuel to build muscle. It just makes you look at food so much differently when you're building a body to be confident and strong than whether you're just wanting to shrink your body and look and feel smaller, right? And see that number on the scale drop. If that's no longer your goal, then your relationship with food can be so much better. And that means the world to me. That has changed my life in so many different ways. Just being able to enjoy my life, honestly, and, events that revolve around food, that's been a game changer. And number 6, this is probably the most important. I have been able to set a better example for my family, especially my children. Actually, yesterday or the day before I was thinking about this, I wanted a fudge bar out of the freezer and I out loud said like, I want some junk food. I'm just going to have a fudge bar. And I thought that's really cool that my daughter got to hear me say that because I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. And for them to, of course, they don't know everything about macros and weightlifting. Don't get me wrong. I don't sit there and preach that to them all day, but for them to grow up in a home with a gym where exercise is prioritized and where health, they see me mixing my disgusting looking greens and they see me taking my supplements and they see me also eating fudge bars and having campfires and eating pizza pies. We did that this week. And I'm really thankful. I didn't grow up in a house where that was, I didn't really fear food or, I didn't personally suffer with a lot of that, I guess. There was dieting, of course, but I feel like that's just normal. But for me to sometimes really take that into account that I am really creating this home, at least in the health department, where, hopefully my daughter understands that all bodies are different and, carbs are fuel and protein is fuel and you can have snacks, and being able to set a better example for my family is amazing, especially my kids. Like I said, even my husband gets to see me making, better choices and vice versa. And we get to kind of hold each other accountable when I let him hold me accountable. Sometimes I want junk food. I will literally say like, I'm not eating Oreos tonight. And then what do? I eat Oreos and I won't let anybody stop me. But yeah, just being able to think about that as a mom, to be able to teach that for your daughters, it's huge. And I have had clients in the past say to me, thank you so much for showing me a better way so that I could show my teenage daughters a better way. And so that I don't have to walk around talking all the time about how overweight I am and how my clothes don't fit and how I need to diet. It's so much better to raise your children, especially your daughters, but I don't want to discount boys, of course, in a way where it's healthy. And so I think that goes without saying that is worth more than words. So those are my 6 top tips, besides the obvious physical, on why you should weight train. And let me go over them one more time. Number 1, it helped me build muscle, which caused confidence. Number 2, outgrowing clothes became kind of fun because it was on purpose. Number 3, I began to feed my body better to grow and to fuel my body. Number 4, I looked at my weight differently in a positive way. Number 5, my relationship with food changed. It was food freedom. And number 6, being a better example for my family, especially my kids. So weight training has changed my life, and I know that it can change yours too. And really quickly, I want to talk about how to set up a workout schedule once you start to do weight training. I don't recommend that you cut out cardio altogether. I hate saying that, especially if you are just starting. I hate saying that because if you know me and you do my programs, you know that there's not a lot of cardio in there. And I actually don't like cardio, especially as we age. The only cardio I really like is to do like upper body, lower body moves at the same time and going for walks. I'll be honest, that's all you need. But that was in a different episode, so go back and listen to that one. I do go into depth on this in my programs with my clients, but I want to go a little deeper with you today, just in case you want to try to do this on your own or just want a little guide to follow. So the goal for my clients is fat loss along with body transformation. And so that's where this is going to come in, not weight loss alone. I am not the coach for you if you just want to lose weight. So keeping that in mind, my weekly recommendation would be if you can work out 5 days a week, I recommend that you do a body part split. So not full body workouts. So you'll pick one day where you'll work, for example, chest and back. The next day or the next workout, you should do legs. The next workout, you should do shoulders and abs. The next workout, you should do legs again. And the next workout, you should do biceps and triceps. Those are the overall body parts. Let me say them again. Chest, back, legs, shoulders, abs, biceps, triceps, and splitting them up into a 5-day week. You don't have to do them just like I mentioned. That's what I particularly love to do. But you should have a day of rest for each body part in between at least. So don't do legs and then legs again back-to-back days. They need to rest to grow. If you can only work out 3 to 4 days a week, that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would recommend that you do full body workouts. So break down the categories above the body parts that I listed. Break down those categories into some full body days. Like I said, you want a full day of rest. So don't plan to work out 2 days in a row and do, hit triceps both days or hit chest both days. You want to make sure you have a full day of rest in between. But if you can only work out 3 to 4 days a week, I suggest you do full body workouts 3 days or 4 days a week. That's how you're going to see the best progress. Break them up in those body parts, follow a plan consistently. Do not change your workouts for at least 6 weeks. Create a couple workouts. You only need a few. And do them every week for 6 weeks. Get stronger in those moves and you'll be well on your way. Add in walking on the other days of the week. No crazy cardio. So that's how I would suggest that you start if you're wanting to create your own workout schedule. I, of course, like I said, go into this in depth in my own programs. So much depth in my one-on-one private coaching program. It is the Unfuck Your Fitness private coaching program. That is completely personalized, customized to you. And I teach you every single thing you need to know in 3 months to be able to go well on your way. I also have 12-week program and a 6-week program. If you would like something smaller, those do come with accountability and set workout plans that are fun, enjoyable. They're going to kick your butt enjoyable, but you will see results and you get me holding your hand along the way. And there's nothing that I love more than to create a workout program that is fun, that is so good, that is so simple, that just gets you results and keeps you coming back for more. So I hope you loved this episode. I really enjoyed creating it for you. Weight training has changed my life. I wish that I had known all of this information so much sooner. And that's why I'm sharing it with you so that you can change your life now with this information that I shared to you. I cannot wait to talk to you again next week. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.